So, all right. So, let's talk about OpenClaw skills and Google skills and how to tie them together. Okay. So, uh, Google anti-gravity is a nice tool, but you're quickly going to run out of tokens. Google Gemini, Gemini CLI, is a nice tool, and you could log into it using your OAuth to pre-configure everything you need to have for OpenClaw. Now, why not just have OpenClaw do things with Minimax 2.5 and get things done? Um, you can, but sometimes it hangs. Sometimes it just, you know, takes a while. It's not really designed for that. It's mostly designed to execute pre-existing scripts that have been already working. So, um, yeah, so one of the best ways to do that is to use OpenClaw for iterating through some of the scripts that you have already built. Okay. So if you are somebody who is just trying to kind of figure out a way how to get OpenClaw to behave, then one of the best ways to do that is through skills. Skills is it's not a it's not like a one trick pony type of thing. Skill you could quickly like build in Gemini CLI. So this way it kind of remembers everything. And so the bottom line is, guys, look, OpenClaw is when you have everything set, preset, and ready to go. And in things like Google Gemini, this is something where you kind of do the initial plumbing. And so like the workflow goes like this. You open up anti-gravity, you begin like building a bunch of skills. Then you realize, wait a second, I'm building it in anti-gravity, but like once you build individual skills, you feel like, damn, somehow OpenClaw is still being dumb and doesn't really know anything about it. The next phase goes through the process of you building building individual set of skills. And holy smokes, I didn't know how powerful this was. I discovered the Gemini CLI skills only today, and it was by pure accident, guys. I was trying to build a OpenClaw skill, and I ran out of tokens and opened up Gemini CLI, and I thought, okay, let me go ahead and try to like, get it finished, get the whole thing done with Gemini CLI. And because I got cooked totally with the tokens and I started building it, I'm thinking to myself, man, I'm building a skill, because I just wanted to build like a basic skill where I say, look, today, whatever, I don't care what day is it today, but I do know that I got to teach students today. Go ahead and like check whatever you got to check to make sure that I'm fully prepared. Can you imagine, guys, like how powerful this is? So in order for me to be able to talk like that and be like, you know what, just like prepare everything, check everything, but check everything. What do I have in my Google Classroom? Do I have quizzes? Do I have labs? Do I have Google Slides? Do I have everything prepared for today? Or am I gonna be just like, vibing with the students, not really kind of fully prepared? That's basically the skill that I wanted to build. And upon building the skill in OpenClaw, I realized that OpenClaw kind of you know, sometimes it freezes up, sometimes it's just sluggish. I don't know. Can't really tell what's going on in the background on the OpenClaw, but I know it gets stuff done. But like, I just don't have time to be waiting for OpenClaw to be like finally finished with this when I really need to. Like, I know all those workflows I gotta automate, but I don't have time for OpenClaw to wake up and be like, yeah, you know what, let me use my really kind of a Minimax 2.5 model. First of all, it's slow if you use it through OpenRouter. Second of all, like, yeah, it gets things done. Like, holy smokes, it gets things done. It gets things done providing that you have operationalized everything into skills. But you'll be completely cooked if you're just trying to like wipe code anything with OpenClaw. So what I do is the following. Here's how I do it, and this is innovative workflow, guys. This is like, man, I don't know how many balloons I smoked up that day when I figured out that I needed it. But once I figured out this workflow, man, I'm talking about like, sheesh, how many hours saved? Man, I can't even count. Insane. Because I used to, like, anytime a new Zoom lesson starts, I used to be like, man, you know what, I need to spin the wheel to get the students be like interactive, to get them in breakout rooms, spin the wheel. And I'm like, man, I can't remember where's that link to spin the wheel. I don't remember that. I just know I need to spin the wheel to get the students be like fully motivated and have fun in a classroom, in a Zoom classroom. But Zoom itself has like breakout rooms, it has so much stuff, chat rooms. So I looked at all those things, plus like, oh my god, I actually need to teach cybersecurity. I can't be thinking about all those things, what Zoom has and what OpenClaw thing has. So what I did is I said, look, I'm done with this. I'm just gonna spend more time, like dedicate more time to figure out all those ways for how I could tap in and through CLIs, through APIs, into the Google Classrooms, into Google Slides, into Google Sheets, into Google Forms, absolutely into everything, but using CLI and command line interface. So I kind of went through that hurdle. Once I got through that hurdle and I was able to like get everything talking through CLI, including creation of Google Slides, Google quizzes, that's when I was like, let me now I'm ready to do some innovative workflows, such as like monitoring students taking quiz and then reflecting back. But how I'm gonna be just monitoring and reflecting back? I need like a second brain that monitors students while they're taking quizzes. So I built another skill. It's kind of a commander-in-chief interactive command center type of workflow that literally what it does, OpenClaw reaches out to me before the lesson starts. It tells me, look, you don't have anything prepared in your you about to start the class, you don't have anything prepared. I think you're gonna get cooked unless I'm gonna go ahead and prepare things for you. But by the way, before preparing things for you, I just looked up into your syllabus. It looks like you don't really have any quizzes today, but it does look like you're just going to be doing lecturing. And I understand, I looked at your format of the entire curriculum, and as far as I understand, according to the university mission, that you need to make sure that entire lesson is interactive, and you need to also prove to a university that your students are doing well. I understand all that, and therefore I'm going to go ahead and encompass quizzes for your upcoming date. And I'm gonna create a pre-test, I'm gonna create a post-test, I'm gonna create a pre-follow-up and post-follow-up quizzes. So this way you could compare quickly who is doing good and who is doing bad, but not just on an individual level, but on a domain level, per subject domain level, domain area that students are struggling with, in combination with like the actual, like whoever number. Let's say if I have 5 students and they're all learning in Zoom, and they'll be like, man, Ron Wells, can you go ahead and explain me what is OSI reference model? Obviously I want to be like, I bet, let me go ahead and break down what's application layer or data link layer or presentation layer or whatever. But the bottom line is, like, what I wanted to do, I wanted to create something that grabs students information while somebody's struggling and be like, I'm not too sure about this layer, man, I'm kind of cooked. Or like if somebody says something during the lesson, if somebody says, oh, you know what, like I'm in broadcasting, how's Network Plus gonna help me get the job, or something like that, right? Like I don't even want to have to think about answering that question. I want it to be baked in automatically into the quiz, into the next lesson, whenever the quiz is. So this way student is recognizes the fact that this student's struggles were encompassed into the quiz. So this way student be like, oh my god, this is insane. This guy went ahead and created a quiz with slides hyper personalized per my question. Man, I'm finally being seen. I don't get anything like that on YouTube. Guys, look, at the end of the day, a lot of people gonna be like, yo, how are you better, how are you doing better than like a YouTube? How's university style training better than YouTube? That's basically, at the end of the day, that's what it's coming down to. With OpenClaw, I managed to bridge that gap and to literally show to students saying, look, this is on YouTube, you don't get anywhere remotely near to this. With OpenClaw set up like this, where you get prescriptive recommendation fed directly to the teacher, who hyper focus on your needs throughout the session, and baking in the entire conversations together with the next session. Sheesh, this is like borderline illegal. So anyway, the bottom line is, I could be talking about all day about technical constraints and anti-gravity and like Gemini, CLI, but here's what I gotta tell you. All I gotta tell you is this: Gemini CLI is gonna be a good thing for you to build those skills. Now, what kind of skills? Gemini CLI skills. Why not OpenClaw skills? You see, when you start constructing something beautiful, something, you need to be like a pianist, where you create small little piece of melodies, and those melodies needs to be packaged into those small skills before you even knock on the door of OpenClaw and say, dear OpenClaw, can you please create such and such skill? Before you even do that, you already have to be like super duper well versed in creating melodies of skills directly inside of the Gemini. Now, why Gemini? Why not anti-gravity? A lot of folks will say like, I'm confused. I don't know what is anti-gravity. I don't know what is Gemini. Guys, look, Gemini is just a tool you install in a command line interface. You talk to AI and you can log in with your tokens, with your OAuth, with your Gmail. Don't worry about whatever people telling you, like you're gonna get cooked, you're gonna get banned by Google. Don't worry about that. That doesn't happen unless you connect your OpenClaw to start using that explicitly. Using OAuth, then yes, you will get banned. But I know many of you guys probably gonna be like, well, Rome, I'm excited. Like, so what exactly are you saying? What I'm saying is the following: use anti-gravity to start building skills with like a $2.95 model per month model, like access fee, I should say. Later on, it's gonna be $20, $19.99. So get yourself 3 months of anti-gravity. Begin so this way you lock yourself in for $2.95, and then after that, like, get yourself access into Gemini CLI, get yourself access to that, and get yourself access to Open Router and load like $5 into Open Router. So we're talking about an initial investment of $7.99 to save yourself how many hours? Sheesh, I can't even count how many hours. I think, just imagine if you're a teacher, instructor, parent, or a professor trying to like teach people and be like preparing things manually. Google Slides, Google Sheets, Google quizzes, and you have to prepare it in a way where other students are being seen. Just imagine how much time is it going to be for you to prepare it, and then after you prepare all that, distribute it. And while distributing it, interacting with students, so this way they're satisfied and don't give you a bad review, and this way you get more money as a professor. All that plus be able to do something a lot better, something like quiz reading, where people taking the quiz and your OpenClaw coming back to you and saying, look, those students are taking the quiz, but by the way, out of like 5 students, there's one kind of missing behind, and that's happening in real time. Guys, look, I got some trees for you. I got some trees. Look, I just described stupid easy workflow, guys. Like, so to summarize, what do you got to do? Number one, you got to get blue collar skills. Like, you have to be doing car detailing or chopping trees or doing kitchen countertops or like just cutting trees. I went ahead and cut this tree the other day. I don't know if I told you guys. I showed it to you on my YouTube. This is absolutely bunkers. This tree, if I didn't do that, it would have fallen down on one of the neighbors' houses, and it would have been over, guys. It would have been $100,000-$200,000 liability. It would have been over. Now, luckily, I was able to accommodate this situation and reduce the risk. I solved the mice problem. I had. Oh, okay. Anyway, going back to what I was saying, I just had like a warning or something. Anyway, the bottom line is this is my setup, guys. Over here, it's kind of a good setup. Let me show you how many OpenClaw setups I got. Okay, so this way you're gonna be like motivated. A lot of people don't tell you. They don't talk like that. A lot of people just talk about one thing, and that's why you fail. Like if you just study, if you just learn from one person telling you only one thing, you fail, guys. You need somebody like me who literally tells you, look, this is how you not fail. This is how you need to be, like in both professional world, passionate world, side hustling world, and all sorts of other worlds, combining everything together. Now, I think this is enough of laptops for today. And banana, how many iPhones I got? I got plenty of iPhones too. Guys, when I told you that you're dealing with a full stack cybersecurity engineer, I wasn't playing. I was literally telling you how that is. I got banana. I got a thank you note for you too as well, guys. Thank you, Jess, for being my subscriber. Not just kidding. I didn't have to prepare. It was for my Airbnb guests. Let's see. So I got the banana. I need to prepare for my class. Now let's see what else we got. We need to see. Um, okay, I got a lot of headsets. What else? Please tell me I brought my charger. My glasses. I definitely got to prepare my glasses. Guys, look. At the end of the day, people not gonna tell you any of this. At the end of the day, they're just gonna gatekeep everything, and then until you struggle, until you don't make any money. That's basically how the world is. Nobody literally showing anything. Here's my other iPhone. I got so many iPhones. Got this thing over here. So banana iPhone. Um, Remind me to use that microphone. I bought it, never ended up using it too much. Now let's see how many chargers we got. Okay, I think we got plenty of chargers. Let's kind of see the setup. Please tell me that I have my uh, I have my charger. Like if I don't have my charger, it's gonna be a problem. I won't be able to start my day. Okay, I got this charger. Cool. I got my charger. Now, I think now that I have banana, how many laptops I got? One, two, three. How many iPhones I got? Plenty of iPhones. Um, Now, I got this charger over here. I rarely use it. Rarely use it. Okay. And by the way, guys, thank you for joining real quick. By the way, none of this is planned. This is just me. Literally, I got some socks. Tomorrow, I'm gonna be riding around in the city. So let's see. So I got this. Now, let's see a cable. So this is my setup. If you want to be a powerful AI orchestrator, guys, full stack cybersecurity engineer, and somebody who is like crushing all sorts of problems in a world of blue collar, white collar, then you need to be like a hybrid feudal lord. Basically, you need to be like a freedom founder plus somebody who can orchestrate freedom founders. And to do that, you really need to be extremely powerful, like with communication skills, with everything you do in life. You just need to be extremely powerful. Now, a lot of people will say, well, I don't know how to do that. I can't be powerful. I don't even know how to set up OpenClaw. Guys, look, at the end of the day, you just need to like do a couple of things. Get a very good mentor. Our talent agency provides a couple of mentors. Not me. My hourly rate is $2.95 per hour. Many folks can't afford me. But if you wanted to, like, have a couple of sessions with a couple of my freedom founders, I could hook you guys up. And but you could, like, if you wanted to have one-on-one session with them, they're very good. They have like all those skills that you're looking for that I'm showing you over here. So this way you could become successful. Now, keep something in mind. A lot of people, like, they just don't have a lot of time. They will charge you. They will charge you like a good fee, like to do all sorts of things to set up OpenClaw, what I do is I just kind of walk around the city, spill the tea, and explain you guys many of my multiple trials, triumphs, and tribulations. I bet. I think that setup looking pretty good. All right, guys, look, once again, if you want to become the feudal lord, if you want it to be like, how do you become a feudal lord? What the hell is a feudal lord? A lot of people ask this question. Feudal lord is somebody uh, who can basically provide the feudal share for freedom founders, giving them tokens of opportunities to build their future them, and in the process learn hybrid skills. So feudal lord is somebody, it's not a one trick pony type of person. Feudal lord is somebody who can just whip out a brand, build one on the fly, and get other people to join it. That's the feudal lord, and provide the feudal share and all that other stuff. So guys, check this out. So this is a setup. This is a setup. So this way, like, look, by the way, guys, if you're still here, trust me, you're getting knowledge. Like nobody shows something like that. Let me eat the banana real quick and kind of get you guys prepared. At the end of the day, guys, it's either A, you're gonna get cooked, or you will cook others. So you need to decide who you want to be. Do you want to be like a gazelle who will be eaten by others, or do you want to be the lion? You need to decide because that's what it takes. For you to become the lion, you need to be strong. You need to be real strong, guys. To become the lion, you need to have hybrid skills. Now we got a couple of things. This is a class that I'm teaching over here. As you can see, OpenClaw did a pretty good job, including all sorts of speaker notes, very Network Plus for teacher, for student, slides, all of that automatically through the CLI. Now, if an ordinary person would see this, they would say, "Man, Ron Wells went nuts." But if you are a smart person, like maybe you are like a side hustler, a smart person who'll be like, damn, I actually met a borderline genius. Holy smokes, I need to learn everything about that person and what he offers. Then congratulations, you basically fallen into 1% of the population of people who want to actually learn. A lot of people that don't want to learn, they just want to scroll through TikToks and getting like their brain cooked. Obviously, guys, that could become a problem. You cook your brain, then you become like complete liability for yourself, for your future you, for your family. But if you learn from my talent agency, you get to be like, man, you get to be so good, guys. You're gonna be celebrating every single day. You're gonna be like, damn, Ron Wells showed me how to build an open class skill, for how to prepare for entire class and save hundreds of hours for some classes. And I'm gonna be like, I bet, let's go ahead and work on another skill. All right, I think we got a pretty good setup over here. Let me go ahead and get a banana real quick. And while this is still going, um, let me connect this bad boy over here. It's an open claw setup. The open claw runs on a separate thing. I gave it a name. I gave it a name after my low ticket offer called Thread Stack. Speaking of which, guys, many of you probably be like, man, I know about Thread Stack. So, like, look, this is what it does. Here's what OpenClaw. Okay, first of all, remember I just talked about Gemini CLI. Gemini CLI is pretty dope. Look, the Gemini CLI allowed me to pierce through the topics in the Google Classroom. What is Google Classroom? Google Classroom is this. What is this, and why do you need this? If you want to make money, $6,000 per month teaching in university on a part-time basis. Trust me, you need to know Google Classroom and how to use all of this and how to communicate with students and how to teach them and how to package things, how to publish things, how to create interactive exercises across Zoom. Plus, you need to have a double degree in mathematics and some sort of subject matter of expertise. Some of the universities don't ask for double degree in mathematics and just ask for some sort of expertise, like you being a computer networking person or maybe some other subject matter expertise, whatever the case may be, guys. Let me grab a banana real quick and we're going to try to finalize the skill. So the first thing I wanted to do, I wanted to be like, look, here on the left hand side you see open claw. Open claw got a bunch of skills. Now keep something in mind. A lot of people are like, they don't show you this stuff. They just be like, they go online, they talk about it, but I don't really show it to you. And then you struggle, and then you struggle to set up OpenClaw for like days, burn like hundreds of dollars versus just spending $14.99 for ThreadStack digital power bundle and getting everything you need to convert your leads into loyal customers, plus the complete setup for OpenClaw. Now, how is that OpenClaw different? Hold on a sec, guys. I gotta eat the banana real quick. Mm, mm, mm. Okay. While I'm eating the banana, analyze what the skill is doing. Now, I'm actually using central synchronization of skills, meaning instead of configuring skills directly in OpenClaw, I'm configuring them in um, Google Gemini CLI, and then I'm synchronizing them back into OpenClaw. Yeah, why is that? Guys, unless you want to spend an insane amount of tokens doing like getting cooked, then it would be a mistake to create a skill directly. I'm actually going to jump in this massage chair over here just to relax and kind of give you guys the idea, so this way you don't get cooked while I'm eating the banana. All right, guys, look. All right, so at the end of the day, hold on. Actually, let me just see. Let me see if I could turn on like a good massage thing. Let me see you the setting. All right, guys. So look, earlier I talked about trees and talked about all sorts of things like blue collar world, or like car detailing. I talked about towing companies. I quickly jump from subject to subject, guys. From subject to subject. Like literally, if you observe, here's what you gotta do, guys. If you want to succeed, observe how many views coming in into this channel and how many people bounce the instant I switch the topics. Just do an experiment in your brain and have observation. Do this observation. You'll be surprised. Once I start switching subjects, people bounce. Now, here's the cool part about it. It's all related to neuroscience, and people they scroll quickly scroll, and they don't. And then when you talk about OpenClaw, and then all of a sudden you start talking about I don't know car detailing or luxury pet brand, people don't understand it. They jump away. Now, if you want to become the freedom founder, if you want to be successful, you need to embrace being able to switch from one topic to another and lose people in the process. Okay, that's a must. That's a must. Okay, you need to be okay with not having any followers. Okay, you need to be perfectly okay with that. You need to be okay with zero views. Okay, guys, and you need to be okay with making zero money to become the freedom founder. Once you, if you say okay to all of those, trust me, guys, you're gonna have that mindset. You're gonna be able to develop $500,000 per year mindset. That's right, $500,000. Now, how much money am I making? A lot of money, guys. Across all of those side hustles and everything that I'm doing, I'm showing you a lot of money. Of course, not 500,000, but if I wanted to like apply to some jobs and try to get to close to 500,000, that would be nice. But mm, man, that banana is pretty good. But look, at the end of the day, I have less than 20 minutes left for the next class. It's going to be on over Zoom. Right now, I should be freaking out and be like, oh my God, I don't have anything prepared. But guess what? I have OpenClaw, which, by the way, I'm still working on the workflow, and it's not fully well versed. Today, I'm lucky I don't have quizzes, so otherwise I'd have to manually sit down over here and create quizzes, and manually figure out a way for how to present them. And because you don't want to show the edited versions of the quizzes, you want to show only the quizzes that people take, that students take, and obviously all those decisions for how to package things into Google Classroom, how to show what you want to show, how to publish what you need to show. There's insane amount of decisions in making this work. But once you do, sheesh, it's gonna be so much easier, guys. You're gonna be like amazed how amazing it's gonna be. But anyway, I have less than 2%. I'll see you guys next time. I gotta finish that banana.